Hey everybody, welcome back to Flights, Pints, and Friends. So we're back down here in Florida at my brother Jared's, hoping the phone doesn't fall because he's got it rigged up against some ceramic cow on the napkin holder. But it's working. So recap of the week. Did go to the brewery. He's got some stuff done there. All the carpets pulled out. All the theater chairs are pulled out.
Ceiling tiles, floor
ceilings,
tiles. We ended up removing 5,000 pounds of actual like metal ceiling tiles out of there.
And there's a tree down that was rotten. So yeah, that's where we're at with the brewery. We hit Swan Brewing in Lakeland, Front Page in Bartow. Zydeco Brewworks when we were down at Ybor City. And then we picked up a couple bourbons to try.
One bourbon.
One bourbon and one Scotch. Jared picked these out. So the first one we're going to try tonight is Noble Oak. It's a double oak bourbon finished in sherry oak, or with sherry oak staves. So that's what he's got poured here. So definitely get the oak. On the cork, I got a lot of cherry. That's going to be from the staves that they finished it with. Color's good. Like the color.
I'm trying to describe it the best way I can. I mean,
I don't get a whole lot of sweet.
You get the oak, but to me, it almost smells like a sweet oak would, right? Like it's not overbearing. Where you're like, oh man, if I drink this, I know I'm going to regret tomorrow morning. Obviously, we're not pounding away on these tonight, but
we could be. It's my last night in Florida.
I mean, and he's not driving. He's not first shift, but
she's not paying attention.
I think that the only thing we can do to get further in this video is try it.
Sounds like a plan.
It's good.
It's good. You definitely get the sherry right off the bat.
Yes.
And
then it finishes with a nice oak taste. So I think one of the best things that I don't know if anybody's been to the liquor store lately, but it does seem like there's not as many bottles that there used to be, and it's very hard to come across. Definitely, I've never heard of Noble Oak, so for me, I think that it, for me, it'd be probably a small batch whiskey company, but I think one of the things I like about it is, one, right off the bat, not to sound like a huge hippie, but it says every bottle plants a tree. So every time you purchase a bottle, they plant a tree on your behalf of the sale, which I think is pretty awesome. As a brewery owner, I think that keeping the environment as green as possible and being able to do things like make great whiskeys and beers, we have to have the environmental resources in order to do it. So I'm all about it.
So this is a 90 proof. And actually it is distilled in Indiana and bottled by Noble Oak Spirits Company in Newton, Ohio. So I'm going to say if it's distilled in Indiana, it probably comes from, do you remember the name of that place right there by the Kentucky line?
Oh, no, Ball, that's where Ball State's at, right?
I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. There's a company down there that distills and then sends it out to different places to be bottled and finished. I would imagine that's where that comes from. I mean, it's good. I would buy it again.
So it says on the back, most of a bourbon's character comes from the wood, and with noble oak, we elegantly marry two of the world's most coveted cask types. First time honored methods are used to rest noble oak in charred new American white oak barrels. Then, through a proprietary finishing process, we add complexity using Spanish sherry oak staves. This is the same wood used to craft the world's finest and rarest single malts. The result is a totally unique flavor that is elegantly balanced and bold. Notes of dried fruit, cherry, vanilla, and spice pervade on the note. So
like I said, on the cork, I got the cherry. You can definitely smell the oak. It's not super sweet, but right off the bat, you get the sherry, and then you get the spice, a little bit of cherry, and the finish is all oak. The finish is completely, it's all oak.
but for the 45% alcohol by volume, it's really smooth.
It is.
I mean, it's
There's
not.
no age statement on there, right? I didn't see one.
I didn't see anything.
Anything up here?
Nope. Just
Yeah,
talks about
no.
planting trees on the behalf of every bottle sold. So it's,
All right. Oak trees, hopefully, so we can do more bourbon.
yes.
All right, so we'll finish this one.
See, he takes it to his face, along with one of these.
All right. I don't remember. This one was $40.
I think that was a $40 bottle.
Yeah. So this was $40 bottle. Noble oak. All right. We got this actually at Publix down here. I don't know if it's something I can get up by me or not, but I'll definitely look for it. That would be a nice one to have on the shelf. All right. So while Jared's finishing that one, this one he splurged on a little bit. I've seen a couple guys do videos on this. I had never had it, and they had it there at the liquor store. So this is Ardbeg. It's a single malt Scotch whiskey, 10-year. Like I said, I never had it, and Jared splurged a little bit. This
First and foremost, I did it only because he was down here. George's birthday was yesterday. Friday, sorry.
your day
See,
off.
listen, it's hanging around your wife that's caused me to be a day off on everything. So, I've started to acquire more of the taste of Scotch than I have whiskey, and I mean I still have good whiskeys and everything, but the problem is I have no Scotch at all, and
Now you do.
and now I have a nice bottle of Scotch. So it's this bottle was, I believe it was $69, which I mean it's still not bad, especially because the complexity and flavor that you get out of this. And I'll let George describe it a little bit more, but it seems to me like when you first smell it, you're like, oh man, dude, it's going to be like taking a campfire in the mouth. But it's not in any way, shape, or form. In fact, it's dangerously smooth, like just very easy on the palate, enough that like it has quite a bit of smoke to it, but my brother knows more about this than I do because he said that they do the style of the way that they smoke it and everything is proprietary to only Ardbeg.
So there's actually a bunch of videos you can look up on YouTube. There's some Scotch and bourbon documentaries, but there's one where they talk about the way that Scotch is made, and they go into specifically how they make the Ardbeg. And like I said, I've seen a couple guys do videos on it. I've never bought it because I was never a huge Scotch fan. We will eventually get one of these for the bar. Jared's right. We tried this the other night when we got it. Tried it actually while we had a cigar that we had gotten down there at Ybor City. So nice Scotch, nice cigar, made for a nice evening. But he's right. You open this up and it is like taking a campfire to the face. And I was kind of leery about trying it when we first opened it the other night. Even the cork, I'm not gonna lie to you. You smell it. It smells rank. Does it not?
Yeah.
It smells like a trash fire.
You know what? The best way to describe it is, you remember when you were a kid and you had those hand paints? It smells like chalky paint, like that. Like just very. It smells like old smoke. So
pour a little bit of this one. Like Jared said, this one you got to be careful with this one because it is super smooth. So right off the bat, it's like a gold color, almost with a green tint to it. All right, if you guys can see that, even in the glass, it is all smoke. You got the cork. Smoke and fire, and I mean that's seriously all I get. There's nothing else. All right, but trust me on this. You get past that, the taste is amazing. We'll give it a taste here in a minute.
I actually think that if you were around a campfire, cold night, especially up north, we down here in Florida, we don't get it like that. So, but I'll say that this would be something you could drink naked, or with a 1 cube of ice.
I mean, that's the only reason to put clothes on is for the video.
Well, that too, and because there's other ladies in the room.
Besides you.
I think that this is something that, like you sit around a fire at night and it'd give you that nice warm sensation. But like I was saying, that this will eat you up as far as because you smell it, you get the palate full of smoke, and then you drink it and it's very smooth. And if you smoke a cigar with it, you will not be disappointed. The cigar isn't going to overtake your palate, and this isn't going to overtake your palate from allowing you to taste the cigar. That's
they went good together. All right.
See, no bite, nothing.
So I think the thing that stands out the most about this is the finish. So what you smell, the fire that you smell, the finish that you get is all smoke. And I mean, there's no bite to it. It's super smooth. It's got an awesome mouthfeel.
And very easy. Like I said, if you're a Scotch guy and you're like, I don't want to spend a lot, because I mean, unfortunately, Scotches are a lot more expensive. If you're trying to stay under a range, this is a bottle that I would definitely try getting. In fact, I'd probably try getting a few of them. I'm not, Ardbeg's kind of like picking up steam amongst a lot of these whiskey groups and everything. And it's I wouldn't doubt it if it, gets priced out of its realm. Where, I mean, for $70, I'm not, it's a little more than what I'm used to spending, but I don't drink liquor that often. I don't drink it enough that I'm going to go through one of these a month. This bottle will probably last me a year. But
for $70 to have a Scotch like that here to share with, like the guys you serve with.
Yep.
The guys that the guys aren't going to mix it with crap and ruin it.
No, and that's I think that's the loveliness with Scotch is you'll never see anybody come up and order a Scotch and ginger ale. because I don't even know what that would taste like. But I don't think it would taste the same as a Jameson and ginger ale.
But the guys who don't appreciate this would just mix it and be like, yeah, let's drink.
100%. And I think that this is one of those liquors that need to be tried before you try washing it down with something. I mean, it's $70 is not the most I've ever spent on a bottle of any type of whiskey or anything. But I will say that let a person try it before they decide to bash it or ruin it.
So, just some information from the bottle. Obviously, distilled and bottled in Scotland. Distillery lies at the most southerly part of Italy, and our malt is revered around the world as the peatiest, smokiest, most complex whiskey of them all. And that it is. Like I said, from the cork to the glass to the finish, it's all smoke. The peat is definitely there. Just before the smoke, you get the peat, and it's not super strong, but it's there. But it's like between the peat and the smoke, there's this little sweetness. It's kind of a weird.
Well, I think it's and that's. I mean, I don't know the age process that goes along with this, but that's kind of what I expect when you drink these European whiskeys and everything, is you kind of get a sweeter note to them. Scotch usually, and the scotches I've had, I mean, I've had scotches that when you drink them, it freaking dries your mouth out as soon as you take one sip of it. That to me is not something you're getting off this. This is almost a mouth-watering experience. Like, I want to have another sip, and I want to be able to enjoy this. This is something, and like I said, $70. I'm going to share this. I'm more likely to pull this bottle out and share it amongst people that are, purveyors of fine liquors.
Yeah, this will be one of those you find in the back of the cabinet, waiting for those worthy to share it with.
Yeah, because
like I said, I'm not a Scotch fan. I told you that last night. I've seen guys do videos. I've heard it talked about, and wanted to try it. So Jared picked it up. This will definitely be one going on the shelf at home. So again, the bottle comes in this cool little box, and like Jared said, if you're a Scotch fan, you haven't had this, or even if you're not, but you're open to trying Scotch, this would be one to try. But there was 2 on the shelf last night, and the Scotch section was pretty stocked, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of scotches, and I mean, like I said, the one that I was going to pick up, I think I was going to spend $50 on, and it was a very well-known Scotch. I think one of the top sponsors for the PGA tour, and I was going to buy that, and then I seen this, and I was like, well, what do you think about this? And he's like, I've heard great reviews on it. I said, well, let's try it. Having not had a bottle of Scotch in my house, this is something. It always sucks when you get stuck with, you go out, you buy this nice bottle of beer, or you buy a liquor or something. And I was telling my brother, his palate's different than mine, but we both, I think, have a palate that's able to appreciate something that you don't have to spend a lot of money. And I mean, I have my $40 bottle of Horse Soldier, and I've had the $600 bottle of Horse Soldier, both of them, and they're both great. But that $40 bottle is just as fine to me as the other one is. If I spent $600 on something, I'd probably be less likely to share it with just anyone. Where with something like this, I'm whatever. Let's say, hey, you have any Scotch? Yep. And this is good enough that you could, like I said, drink it without putting a cube of ice in it or something. Where sometimes I think that cube of ice might take away a lot of the flavors, and sometimes it actually activates it with whiskeys. Some whiskeys, the ice actually brings about more of the flavor or the characteristics that is in that liquor or that whiskey or scotch. So,
like I said, coming from somebody who wasn't a Scotch fan, I would suggest this one. It's good.
and I'm kind of biased because I love scotches, but I can't afford them, so it's always
So,
when I hang out with my buddies, I get to drink theirs. So now when they come over, they'll have one to drink over here.
and there's a ton of information on the back of the box. I'll try and get a picture of that and attach it to the video so you guys can see it. Like I said, if you get a chance, look this up on YouTube, watch everybody else's videos on it, and watch some of those distilling documentaries because they go through how this is made, and the video is really cool. It's a pretty extensive process. It's too much to explain here, but check it out. All right. So again, like I said, last night in Florida. We head home tomorrow. We'll stop probably at least one place on the way home and see what we can't find. But I will see you guys in about a week. Hopefully we can do another video. Until then, stay safe. Cheers. We're going to have another one.
Bye.